All right, you wanted some video replies, so here's a video reply. I've got some notes here so I don't forget what I'm trying to talk about. First off, I love what you said at the end about read your Constitution. It's the real Patriot Act. That is right on. That's good stuff. I think there's a lot that we can do to get ready for this fight, and it is going to be a fight. Power never concedes anything without a demand. So the first thing is, just as far as our demeanor goes, our emotional stance, I think we need optimism, cheer, and neighborliness. We need to approach people with a sense of, well, like the campaign motto is hope for America. I think that's exactly the right tone. We need to let people know this is the guy that you've been waiting for. All you people that haven't been voting and you've been, you don't even register to vote anymore, you're just sick of the whole thing, this is the guy that you've been waiting for. This is the candidate that we've all been waiting for a long time. And the more that we reach out to people in that spirit of optimism, as Ron Paul put it, I think that's going to be infectious. I think that is what's going to sustain the movement. It's going to sustain each of us individually, and it's viral. It's catchy. Everybody wants to be optimistic. We all want hope. Who wants to be running around miserable and doom and gloom all the time? It's no fun. It's no good, and it just eats you alive. Charity. This is something that I was going to talk about in a video, and I haven't made that video yet. But I think that what Ron was talking about our own sense of responsibility in our own lives and taking care of our families, I think that's exactly right on. And I think beyond that, we need to also look at reaching out into our local communities. There's a corny slogan that came in Iraq, as they stand up, we can stand down. It's kind of corny, but it actually is applicable in some cases, and I think this is one. As we take care of ourselves and our neighbors, that will lessen the necessity or perceived necessity for the state to step in and serve those kind of charitable functions. So I think we, even before now, we need to start now and get involved with charity. We need to, if we're doing something now, do more, or go find other people, get them, catching the idea that we have to take care of ourselves. We have to be responsible. We have to be the kind of people who deserve a Ron Paul presidency and a Ron Paul type of government. If we are doing all kinds of wrong things, the government has to step in. Man will either be ruled by God or by tyrants. That's what our founders said, and they were right. So networking, meeting more people, leave videos, leave replies, leave comments, talk to people, go to the meetup groups, go to meetup.com and find a group near you and get involved. If there isn't one, make one. Diligence, stay at it. Do something every day. And people have been saying this for a long time, and it seemed kind of pointless to me. Just kind of vague, like, well, yeah, we should, but is it going to do any good? I'm getting a sense that it can, and it will. And this campaign and this whole movement is really firing me up. So be diligent. Get out there. Do something every day to make something happen. Plant a sign. Give somebody a DVD. Knock on a door. Talk to somebody. Do something. And do it in the real world. Don't just do it in online. Do it for real. Do it face to face. Donations. The campaign needs money. If nothing else, go to work, earn a bunch of money, and send a bunch to Ron Paul. Send to his campaign. Donate to a charity. You can do something right now, again, to make this country ready for a Ron Paul presidency. If we're behaving irresponsibly, then we're going to have a nanny state. So be more responsible. Lastly, you're asking for reading suggestions, and I have 3. The first 2 you'll probably get from a lot of people, but I'll go ahead and recommend anyway. The first one is Sun Tzu's Art of War. Very important for strategy. The second one is The Law by Frederick Bastiat, or Bastiat, or however you say his name. A classic also. And the last one, I might be the only one to suggest this, but it's surprisingly useful, I think, in this context, and that is Booker T. Washington's autobiography, Up from Slavery. I read that not too long ago, and he started with nothing. He was a slave. I mean, he had nothing, and he went out and actually accomplished an amazing amount of stuff. And when we look at the nanny state and the idea that we need the government to take care of us, he didn't have the government taking care of him. He went out and made it happen on his own, and he started with nothing. So we're starting off with a lot more than he had, so we can certainly make something happen. And it just takes the right attitude, and it takes approaching things with the kind of approach that I've been talking about here, and that Ron Paul is, I think, firing us all up with. I'm really getting fired up. I hope everybody else is too. So that's my suggestions. One last reading suggestion. Online, there's something called the Rules of Disinformation or Tactics of Disinformation. I forget. 25 Tactics of Disinformation. You can find it online. Just type in like 25 disinformation, and you'll get it right away. It's all over the place. Read through those, and it'll help you to be ready to do battle with the forces of confusion, FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, because that's what they'll hit us with. So that's it. Go forth and conquer, my minions.